Okay, video 6. It is 8 p.m. I'm doing it earlier today. I'm very happy about that. I've been watching my videos, and it's so interesting when you're doing this. Like, I'm not doing this for anyone, right? I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this to try to develop the skill of making videos and get over camera shyness, things like that. I had a big issue with that. I've had a big issue with that my whole life. So when I was younger, I played in the school band in elementary school and junior high school. Yeah, I stopped at junior high school, that's right. I always had a problem performing in front of people. If I could just blend in with the crowd, it wasn't a big deal. But if I had to do like a solo in front of everyone, it was I don't like being the center of attention, and I never really have. And I'm learning how to cope with that and grapple with that. And it's really interesting. And I need to work on that right there. I need to work on my ums and uhs and a lot of other things. I just fucking did it again. But I think it's Toastmasters, isn't it? Toastmasters, and they zap you. They don't actually electrocute you, but they'll buzz you. I had a friend that was in Toastmasters, and he was saying, if you say or any of the stupid filler shit, they have some little buzzer and they go buzz, and they're trying to teach you how to speak properly. Yep, it's been really interesting. So another thing that I've noticed, or that has been brought out from this, I have this really odd form of dyslexia, and there's an interesting book. I don't remember what book it was. Thanks, dyslexia. But he talks about how a lot of entrepreneurs actually have some kind of dyslexic part about them, which is, I find it was really interesting. But when I was young, I didn't really understand that there was something different. I thought that everyone had this problem, and it turns out that they don't. So when I'm put on the spot, I have this weird thing that happens where I'll forget really, really simple words. They'll just completely leave my mind, and they're gone, and it's just I can't get them back. It's really strange. But if you watch the other videos, and I know not many people are watching it, but if you've watched the other videos, you'll see it happen. Because I'll be trying to think of like some kind of word, and I'll just be like, and the word is like bite or something. It's something that's really basic and simple. So there's that too. I don't know. I guess I've been told that there's some kind of gift here. There's some kind of talent here. I think that's fantastic. I seem to have adapted to it pretty quickly, which is really nice and refreshing, actually. I'm glad that I'm doing this. It's really, really valuable. I would recommend anyone out there who wants to do video and just hasn't done it because you're hesitant or something. Yeah, go do it. Do what I'm doing. Do 100 videos. A video every day. Or if you want to get good at something else, some other kind of skill, just, it's the same exact thing. It really is just reps. It's just like any kind of workout that you do. The more reps you do, the stronger you get. And I'm lifting my arm right now. You can't see it, but I'm, doing a curl right now. I just wanted to talk about that. I also had one tweet today that gained a lot of traction. It's always weird to me when my tweets gain traction because I'm a really small account. So it's always on a comment of someone, obviously, right? And it's because I strike some kind of nerve, I guess. I don't know. Things like this really capture my attention. And it was about, what were they talking about? They were talking about fucking boomers. They were talking about having kids and how boomers have basically told their kids, who are millennials largely, right? They told their kids have fun with your life before you get married. You're not ready for kids yet. Have fun. You're going too fast, and all this kind of mumbo jumbo kind of horse shit. And I don't remember what I posted. I posted something about boomers and how they're psychotic, and they just did a horrible job raising kids. They did a horrible job raising us. Well, I can speak from my personal experience and the experience of the people that I knew when I was growing up. And usually the way it went was, there's pretty much no real adventure in your life at all. There's no taking any kind of risk. There is no, I don't know how to say it other than fun. I mean, there is fun, but there isn't, right? Their idea of fun is like, hey, what do you, like, go sit in front of a fucking TV and watch a television show? And they're just doing that to get you out of their hair for 2 hours or whatever, right? And funny enough, so recently, I have a son, and he's 20 months old. He's almost 2. And I didn't know this, but I guess you're not really supposed to give a kid any screen time before age 2. And we started doing that, like, every now and again. These, like, we found some educational videos where it's a woman who teaches them how to sign stuff, like more. And my God, what else is there? I only know one sign. There's eat. That one's eat, water. Anyway, she teaches all these signs. That's the idea behind it, anyway. And we were showing those to him because he needed to learn his signs, and it helped him learn his signs. But it got a little bit, I think we let it go a little bit too far. And I think there probably would have been a better alternative. But he started acting up quite a bit. And we noticed that he wasn't as quick to entertain himself. It's almost like he was using the television as he was dependent on the television, something like that. He was dependent on the screen to feed him and make him stimulate his brain in one way or another, rather than stimulating it himself. So we said, okay, fuck this. Let's just cut out screen time and see what happens. And sure enough, he improved. He has improved a great deal in not even a week. I don't even think it's been a week. But it's just going through that. There was a certain dread that came over me, just washed over me like a plague. It's because I remember how many times you're just like plop and sit in front of a TV for hours when you're like 4 or 5 or something. And it's not like it's going to be much better, right? You're still a stupid little kid that doesn't know what he's doing. You have no real filter. You don't know how to control things in your mind, and you don't know how to really control your emotions. I mean, you probably can to some degree, but not that much. Anyway, that dread was like, oh God, boomers, what damage did you do to my poor generation? It was like everyone I knew, that was what their parents did. Just like throw them in a room and make them watch TV. Like, oh, you want your like whatever soda and a freaking TV, and that's another thing, man. Oh my God, they just even worse. Well, I shouldn't say even worse than television. Maybe worse than television. Oh man, I had a friend when I was younger. This kid would drink like, I don't know, like 10 sodas in a fucking day. And his parents let him and his brother do it. It was just like I didn't know any better as a kid, right? But as an adult, it's like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And I remember one time, that was in high school. One time I invited him over to my house in high school. And he, on the phone, literally asked me if I had soda. And I said, no, we don't have any here. And he said, "Oh, just kidding. I'm not coming over. Bye." He didn't say exactly that, but he just canceled, which was hilarious. But, like, that's a fucking addiction. Is that not a fucking addiction? Hey, you want to come over to my house? Well, do you have any soda over there? No. Oh, gee whiz. I can't come over. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I don't know. It blows my mind. He was like 15 or 16 at the time, too. Just freaking sad. And I wasn't much better than that, honestly. I had a horrible diet back then, too. I was never, like, there's something missing from boomers' fucking minds. I don't know what it is, but like, we all know it. I was literally never taught. This was something that I learned in my early 20s. This is something I learned in my early 20s. Eating food is supposed to be, like, energy for your body. That's something I learned in my fucking 20s! Is that not insane? That's ridiculous. Boomers make me cry. Boomers keep me up at night. Boomers... Yeah. Maybe I should just make a series about fucking baby boomers and how horrible of parents they are. I know it's the most trendy thing ever for millennials to talk about. Is how shitty ass boomer parents. But the fact that I just replied to some random person on Twitter about boomers and their parenting skills, and it's everyone's like, "Oh God, you're right." I don't know. There's something there. There's something to be said about that. And I think we need to do better. We need to do better. God damn it. We, as the people who are at the receiving end of that shit, need to do better. For starters, I mean, it's a little late now, isn't it? It's a little late to tell someone when they're in their 30s, hey, you should have had kids 10 years ago, right? Yeah. But we can inspire the next generation that comes after us, to have kids a little bit earlier and to focus on that. And ideally, to give those kids an actual childhood experience that is fun. There was someone responded to me and said something like, childhood isn't fun anymore. And it was like, oh man, that's really depressing and that's really deflating and it just doesn't make me feel good. And there's a reason why, and it's because I understand what he's saying, even though he's wrong. He's obviously fucking wrong about that, right? Like, no, that's absolutely idiotic. But unless you have shitty parents, then it's probably not too far off. If your parent was a fucking boomer, then you're probably actually spot on with that take. I went to California with my wife. It was 3 weeks ago, something like that. It was pretty recently. We stayed at this absolutely gorgeous house, and we were like, I don't know, 4 minutes from the beach or something. It was amazing. But okay, so I have a confession. As a bit of a sour puss when we were going on that vacation. Okay, so I have a little thing up here. I have a trauma up here. Because whenever we went on family trips to California, or we pretty much only went to California, we were always visiting family or something like that. It always sucked. It always fucking sucked balls. So I kind of had that association where it's like, okay, I don't fucking want to go to California. It sucks balls. Why would I want to go over there? It's going to be miserable. I'm going to be bored out of my mind. It's going to suck. But we went, and obviously, I don't know. Obviously, you're a fucking adult, so you can do whatever you want. And somehow that was just like, whoo, and went over my head. I don't know. And then we went over there, and we actually had a lot of fun. And I actually had a lot of fun, too. We were there for about a week. I can safely say this. I can absolutely 100% safely say this. If we didn't have kids, I would have had way less fun on that trip. If we didn't have kids, I would have had way less fun on that trip. I've seen the ocean. I've seen the beach. I've been to the beach. I've been to the ocean. Don't really give a rat's ass, right? I didn't. I mean, it was interesting. There were some takeaways that I had of the ocean as a concept and as an idea, but I mean, outside of that, I don't really give a shit about the ocean. Weather was fantastic. It was absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, I prefer mountains to oceans and beaches. I don't know why. I just do. Right. The kids, though. So we have two kids. One's 4 months old. Obviously, he was just like, he didn't do shit. But our other son, our older son, was actually playing with the ocean. And he was, he would run out, and then the ocean would come in and hit his legs, and then he'd like laugh about it. And he would run further out into the ocean, and it was like, oh, good God, you're going to kill yourself. And, you have to stop him and everything. But that unhinged sense of exploration and curiosity and wonder and, oh my God, what is this crazy thing? It's this new thing. Made it like 10 times more fun than it ever would have been by myself. No shit. 100% dead serious. I'm so serious that I'm doing the Donald Trump thing, okay? Fucking dead fucking serious, okay? So the lesson to learn from that is have kids. When the boomers told you to not get married and to go like get ready and have your fun before you settle down and have kids, they only say that shit because they're fucking boring idiots who are uninspired and uncreative and don't know how to like make life fun. I don't know, there's something missing in their minds. I don't know what it is. Create a life where you can do things like if you want to do things like travel and go to the beach and go on vacations and blah blah blah, that fucking shit, which is great. It's great stuff. It's really fun. I've changed my fucking whole outlook on that, okay? Just have kids, right? Have kids and bring your kids with you. You bring your kids with you, and it's way more fun. It's weird. I swear to God, man. They make it so much more fun, so much more enjoyable. I feel sorry for people who don't have kids. And the people who say that they don't want kids, there's like a weird part of me that just like dies inside. It's like you don't understand what you're fucking saying. You're saying your stupid, dead-end, boring-ass shit job that you don't like is more important than like procreating and having someone there for you when you're older, right? We think so short term. We're so like we have no idea. We can't think like 40 years in the future. What happens when you're 50? What happens when you're 60? What happens when all of a sudden you're retired and it's like, well, okay, I'll go to Europe. I'll go to like travel Europe by myself. How long is it gonna fucking take for that to get old and boring? You decrepit old fucking man or woman going around by yourself, seeing sights. Like, cool, I guess, but wouldn't it be more fun with kids anyway? They'd be in their 20s or 30s or something. It'd be so fun. They'd be able to appreciate it with you, and they would love you for taking them with you. That'd be a lot of fun. Even as kids, like there are ways to do it. There's ways to do it, and you just need to find tricky ways and get them used to, understanding that it's going to be a long drive to California or whatever the fuck you're doing, right? Or flying. Kids adapt to their parents, and I've seen this. We have a couple that we know, a married couple that we know, that we're friends with. They have two kids. One is 3. I think he's 3 or something like that. He's at least close to 3. And the other one's, I don't know, 8 months. Really, he's brand spanking new. But they like to go on trips, and they just go on road trips wherever they feel like. Usually there's family there or a friend there or something like that. But they've adapted their kid to that lifestyle, and the kid has, just sort of bloop, fit into that lifestyle. And that's how kids are. So when people discourage you from having kids, I don't know, they're robbing you. In a way, they're robbing you of a part of the life experience. It's just not fucking worth it, man. I don't think it's fucking worth it. And I will say that, and I'll die on that fucking hill. I don't think it's worth it to, like... Okay. Let me clarify here. If you're building an empire in your fucking 20s as a man, you're fucking awesome and you're on the right track. And fucking hats off, brother. Fucking kick some ass, right? If you're, like, climbing a fucking corporate ladder and going on vacations and that's how you spend your fucking 20s, good God. Stop. I just had a brain aneurysm. So, like, have kids and try to find someone that you can fucking stomach as a partner. And I know it's difficult. It's really difficult. And people don't like it when I say, hey, why don't you try going to church to find a woman? Because they're like, what the fuck? I'm not going to do that. But church beats the hell out of a fucking bar, okay? And it beats the hell out of Tinder, too. And, okay, most importantly, you have, like, no fucking competition. All the men there, all the single men, well, some of the married men, most of the married men, most of the men, period, especially the single ones, are the most spineless beta fucking wiener boys you'll ever meet in your life. You have no competition. And there's like trust me, I've been to, I don't know, I guess I haven't been going to church very long. And I haven't been to many churches, but there's a lot of freaking hot women at churches. So just go. There's no fucking competition. It's like, I don't even know. It's like taking candy from a goddamn baby. Yeah, and you can take advantage of that if you want, right? Or you can actually try to find someone that you can mentally fucking deal with for at least a prolonged period of time. Anyway, this is getting really long, so I'm going to end it there. Until next time, my friends.